To understand the Maya, you must understand their rulers, the divine kings. These were not ordinary leaders. They were believed to be living bridges between the human world and the gods. Their blood was sacred, their birth was cosmic destiny, and their actions shaped history. Every Maya city had its own dynasty, long lines of rulers, recorded in stone inscriptions that survive. To this day, one of the most famous rulers was Kainich Janab Pakal the Great of Palenque. His tomb, discovered in 1952, sent shockwaves through the world. Inside, archaeologists found a massive sarcophagus lid carved with a mysterious image. Pakal surrounded by flames, seated in a strange craft, seemingly operating complex controls. To scholars, it represents the Maya tree of life, but to others, it looks eerily like a spacecraft. Ancient astronaut theorists called it the Maya Astronaut, sparking endless debate. Was it symbolic, a mythological journey to the underworld, or a memory of something more literal, passed down in sacred art? Whatever the truth, Pakal's reign marked one of the most prosperous eras of Maya history. But elsewhere, rival kings plotted, the superpowers rising, Tikal and Kalakma like ancient Rome and Carthage, or Sparta and Athens. The Maya world was dominated by two titanic city-states. Tikal, a powerful kingdom with skyscraping pyramids, a shadow empire deep in the forests. Their rivalry lasted centuries. Political assassinations, strategic marriages, kidnappings of princes, betrayals among allies, entire cities destroyed to cripple enemy trade routes. This ancient, Cold War-shaped Maya civilization more than anything else. But wars weren't the only challenge. Nature itself began to stir. The skywatchers and the warning in the estuary. There was one thing the Maya understood better than anyone. It was the sky. Their astronomer priests, the aged Akain, were among the most respected individuals in society. They observed planets with the naked eye, tracked constellations, measured time in cycles, far more complex than modern calendars. But their knowledge wasn't just scientific, it was spiritual. Maya believed time could speak, that cycles could predict the rise and fall of rulers, the beginning of wars, even the collapse of kingdoms. And somewhere around 700 to 750 CE, their records show omens. Drought signs, celestial warnings, strange alignments, dips in crop fertility, unstable weather patterns. The Dresden Codex, one of the last surviving Maya books, contains pages that seem almost apocalyptic, pictures of gods pouring water from the sky, floods, destruction. Something big was coming, and it wasn't only environmental. The empire was fracturing, cities were growing too large, kings demanded too many resources, trade networks became unstable, wars drained labor and food. But the most mysterious factor, the stars. Several inscriptions from the late Classic period mention strange astronomical events, darkened skies, unexpected eclipses, and appearances of smoking stars, which may refer to comets or meteor showers. One record speaks of a serpent of fire crossing the heavens and the gods turning their faces away. Mythical exaggeration, or memory of a real cosmic event, maybe a meteor, eruption, or atmospheric change that terrified the ancient world. To the Maya, the sky was a message, and the message was clear. A great turning of the calendar was approaching. Between 800 and 900 CE, something happened that historians still cannot fully explain. The Maya world collapsed. Not suddenly, not everywhere, but like dominoes falling over generations. Cities that once held tens of thousands of people were abandoned, markets emptied, pyramids left unfinished, royal palaces deserted, stone inscriptions abruptly stopped. Why? Archaeologists debate several theories, each compelling, none complete. 1. A mega-drought lake sediments show severe drought cycles that lasted decades. Crops failed. Water disappeared. Rivers dried. 2. Overpopulation and resource-drained cities grew too large. Forests were cut down. Soil degraded. Farming systems collapsed. 3. Endless war. Heretical and Kalakmals. Rivalry destroyed. Trade networks. Cities burned. Dynasties fell. 4. Diseases. Some researchers believe an unknown epidemic swept through the region. 5. Social revolution. Commoners may have revolted against the ruling elite, rejecting divine kings who failed to stop. Disaster. 6. A cosmic Maya believed their calendar cycles predicted great change, and when disasters struck, they saw it as the ending of an age. But here's the strange part. The Maya didn't disappear. Their cities did. Their political networks did. But the people survived, and millions of Maya descendants still live today across Guatemala, Belize, Mexico, and Honduras. The fall of the cities was not extinction. It was abandonment. Like the gods they once worshipped, the kings lost power, the astronomers lost control, the cities lost purpose, and nature took back the land. Cities swallowed by the Junglawin. The Maya abandoned their cities. The jungle moved fast. Roots cracked temples. Vines wrapped around palace walls. Tropical storms eroded stone. Animals reclaimed plazas that once echoed with royal parades. For nearly 1,000 years, the classic Maya world vanished from human memory. Imagine it, a dense green ocean of trees. Beneath it, entire cities, some larger than New York, sleeping silently under moss and branches. Travelers during the Spanish colonial era sometimes reported strange sightings. Tall stone pyramids hidden by vegetation, carved faces emerging from cliff walls, broken temples standing like skeletons in the forest. But these reports were dismissed as superstition. To Europeans, the idea that savages built a sophisticated civilization was unthinkable. The Maya world remained lost, until a few brave explorers changed everything. In the early 1800s, stories of lost stone cities in the jungles of Central America began circulating in Europe and the United States. Most explorers ignored them, but two men didn't. John Lloyd Stevens, an American writer, and Frederick Catherwood, a British artist and architect. They embarked on a dangerous journey deep into the rainforests, traveling through swamps, disease-ridden jungles, and hostile territories. What they found shocked the Western world. Massive pyramids, grand temples, palaces carved with intricate inscriptions, stone monuments telling stories of kings, wars, astronomy, and time, and the most stunning revelation: these ruins were not built by some unknown, vanished race. They were built by the ancestors of the same Maya people still living in the region. Stevens wrote, "This civilization was no myth. It was a people advanced in science, art, and governance, equal to the great civilizations of the Old World." Catherwood's detailed drawings of cities like Palenque and Uxmal spread across Europe, igniting global fascination. The world finally realized the Maya were not legends. They were a forgotten supercivilization. But even with rediscovery, the mysteries only grew. Despite uncovering thousands of inscriptions carved in stone, no one could read the Maya writing system. For over a century, the script remained a mystery. Some scholars claimed it was purely symbolic, beautiful but meaningless. Others believed it recorded only calendars and religious ideas. But a few researchers thought differently. One of them was Yuri, a Russian linguist who made a shocking claim. The Maya script is a phonetic writing system. It records spoken language, history, politics, poems, names. His ideas were rejected for years, but by the late 20th century, his theories proved correct. And once the script was deciphered, the Maya civilization transformed from myth to reality. Suddenly, we could read dynastic records of kings' wars between city-state astronomical events, alliances, and betrayals, births, deaths, rituals, and conquests. But the more we translated, the stranger the story became, because the inscriptions revealed something unsettling. Many Maya rulers believed their ancestors came from the stars, not metaphorically, literally. Phrases like "born of the sky place descended from the star serpent," Kaiol Ajor, divine lord from the heavens, appear repeatedly, carved in stone. Were these poetic metaphors, or ancient memories reshaped into myth? We may never know. But the Maya believed their world was connected to the cosmos in ways modern society still struggles to understand. As archaeologists dug deeper into Maya sites, they began finding artifacts that defied explanation. Some were artistic, some scientific, some unsettling. 1. The crystal skulls, found in various parts of Mesoamerica. These skulls are carved from solid quartz crystal, some so perfectly shaped that modern jewelers cannot replicate them without lasers. Are they forgeries? Ritual objects? Evidence of forgotten craftsmanship? Nobody knows. 2. The death masks. Maya death masks made from jade and obsidian fit the human face with surgical precision, resembling modern 3D facial scans. How did they achieve such accuracy without advanced tools? 3. The Maya Astronaut figurines, small figures showing humans wearing what appear to be helmets. breathing apparatus, or flight suits. Mainstream scholars call them artistic expressions, others call them memories carved into clay. 4. The mysterious metal spheres at several sites. Archaeologists found small metallic spheres sealed inside ancient chambers, impossible to date, with unknown purpose. Were they offerings, tools, or objects of power? 5. The giant Maya masks, massive stucco masks, up to 12 feet tall, representing unknown gods with elongated faces, strange eyes, and serpentine features. Some look human, others do not. Point 6. The codices only for Maya books survived Spanish destruction. The rest, thousands of volumes, were burned as devil writings. The surviving codices contain mathematical tables, eclipse predictions, finest cycles, ritual instructions,